Hey guys, welcome to Paleo Greenbird. Greenbird here, and today I just wanted to show you a couple of tools that I made tonight. I had this horseshoe nail that I got from TenBears, identical to this one that I have right here. And these make excellent notching tools because they're so sharp, and it's a harder steel than the copper, obviously. So what I did was I took that. Let's bring it back here, I guess, for a second, and just bit into it with these wire clippers on both sides, as hard as I could on both sides, until it started to get groove in there and weak. I just kind of bent it back and forth until it popped off. You could probably saw it off. That might be a better way to do it, but it's late here. I didn't want to run the saw, so I thought I'd try that, and it actually worked way better than I thought. What I did after that was took a wooden handle that I have some made for making pressure flaking tools. This is just basically a dowel. It's nothing special. It's just a Home Depot dowel that I drilled a hole down in. I did sand it down, shaped it and stained it with the walnut stain that I made. If you haven't seen that video, check out my page. The walnut stain video is in there. It's really easy and works really well, actually. So then what I did was I dropped before that, I dropped a bunch of copper-coated BBs into the hole where I drilled to get the perfect length on here. And that's what I do on all my pressure flakers. This one, probably not so important. I probably could have just drilled this exactly the length that I want it, but I do that with my other pressure flakers because as the copper starts to shrink, you can pull it out and you can drop more BBs in there, and it makes the copper longer, because it just brings it forward. But I did it with this one anyway, just because I wanted to have the perfect length. Then I shimmed it. It's a friction fit. It's basically just toothpicks. It's not rocket science, but this works really, really well. I started off doing this because I made a pressure flaker. I didn't have the ability to use a set screw. Didn't have the screws, and the material I was using did not really lend itself to, a lot of sideways drilling. But anyway, that's another story. So here we go. It's nice and sharp. That will make a beautiful flaker and a great notcher. This should bring my notching to the next level. I also had a smaller nail that I got from gonapping.com as just kind of a freebie. I bought some stone and Elliot threw it in the box. I did the same thing. I dropped some BBs down here. This is a piece of delrin that I got from TenBears. He sent this to me, and it does have the 2 holes for the set screws, and I may actually use those once I get some screws that will, that those holes will accept. I just don't have those right now. I looked through all my stuff, and I just don't have them. It's a little bit smaller of a nail, and I kind of like that because that gives me 2 different sizes, right? Kind of hard to see, but they are different sizes. So I did the same thing. I dropped the copper BBs in there. I shimmed it with toothpicks. Believe it or not, if you cram the toothpicks in there and then you take like a piece of wood like this or anything that you have and you just drive it down in there, and it will drive those toothpicks in there, and this thing is just rock solid. You need a pair of pliers or a vise to actually rip this thing out. So I'm really looking forward to trying out these tools. Hopefully it's going to help me step my notches up a notch. Haha, see what I did there? So if you want to see how I made these, I know I just kind of went over this quickly, but I do have a video on my page that shows how I make the friction fit pressure flakers. These are no different. The only difference is that these are flat, so it requires a little bit of more finesse when it comes to putting the shims in. But yeah, cool. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed. See you later. Bye.